Hey YouTube, this is Southern Purple One. I'm going to talk about a subject. A lot of people say, you know what, I'm just going to turn my yard into a garden when the crap hits the fan or if the economy crashes, and that's good, but it's going to take a lot of manpower to do that unless you have heavy equipment. In my neighborhood, there's a lot of heavy equipment. Tractors, skid steers, front end loaders, all kinds of stuff. We live in the country. So people have it to work on their property, and there's a couple guys that have small businesses, so they have it. But let's hypothetically say you have no heavy equipment. If you're in a suburban area, you might only have a push lawnmower. What is your plan to turn your yard into something where you can have a garden? If it's hard ground and just had grass on it for years and years and years, it's going to be very hard. You need to have some tools, hand tools. I've had a hand tool in my life, all my life. First of all, you work in construction, trying to get a house out of the ground, you're in the dirt. Yeah, you eventually use a shovel. You use an excavator and all kinds of other equipment. But when it comes down to it, a lot of times it's cleaning up the trenches for the footer with a shovel. So I've had a shovel in my hand. Being a homesteader, a shovel in my hand. I got calluses to prove it. In the U.S. Army, as an infantry guy, we had a shovel in our hand. Or we'd get the engineers to come in and do awesome fortifications or positions for us. But most of the time, you're digging. You're digging a foxhole, you're digging a fighting position. So, having the right tool is so important. If I said go out in the yard and dig me a hole 3 foot by 3 foot by 3 foot and I don't give you a shovel, what are you going to do? Yeah, you can find a stick, you can claw away at it, or I could give you a nice shovel and you could get the task done. The reason I am stockpiling, and I like to tell you what I'm doing because every person out there is different. Some people have lots of land, lots of money, lots of time. Some people are barely making it. Every person is different, but doesn't matter. You still need this video to figure out your plan when it comes to hand tools. So, first of all, I'm taking some Federal Reserve notes, which I believe in the next few years will be worth a lot less or worthless. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm buying some extra tools. So some of these are extra tools that will be stored. 3 days ago, I was with my wife in the front flower bed using a hoe, taking out some weeds, and I broke the hoe. It actually fell apart because it was a cheap one. Now, I remember when you could, for $5 or $6, go to a store and buy a cheap shovel, a cheap hoe, a cheap rake. Those days are over. I mean, they're completely over. Maybe you can get one for 15 bucks. Maybe if it's on sale for 11. But the days of having cheap tools are over. I've gone with the philosophy is maybe I should buy the best quality, because if foreign markets cut us off, we're not going to get these tools. There is a few companies out there that are made in the USA, but if you look carefully, it will also say in there made with components, sourced outside the United States. So if trade stops with this country and the US doesn't get anything, we're not going to have these things. These things, I look at it in 1800. If we're pushed back to the 1800s, either EMP, be it financial, be it whatever. What was valuable to those pioneers, to those people out there that had to work the land to feed their bellies? Tools. If you took a person from 1801 and you showed them all these tools, they would be like amazed. If you took them back to like 1500s, they would definitely be amazed. But tools are important. All kinds of different tools you need. So I'm stocking these to protect my wealth. Instead of having it in Federal Reserve notes or in the stock market, I'm putting it into practical things. Also, if the shipping over to the United States stops for any reason, I want extras. As you know, my hardware store, I would rather have a few extras if I need to give, sell, trade, whatever it is. Or I also have my son here. I have relatives very close by. They might need a shovel. They might need something to replace something with. So that's why I'm putting Federal Reserve notes into something practical. So let's say we also go into a wartime economy, and you see there's a lot of steel here. What if every bit of steel is used in the wartime economy? I don't think we could have a wartime economy, to be honest with you, because we don't have the infrastructure. I think the war would be over. We'd either won the war, we'd lose the war. I don't think we'll be building more stuff. I don't think it's going to happen inside the United States because we have no manufacturing. So I want you to think about what you need, not what Dave needs, not what your neighbor needs. What do I need in the realms of garden hand tools? You know, you might be in a condo right now. You say, Dave, I really don't need nothing. You know, maybe a short, simple shovel would do you fine. If you're in the suburbs and you say, man, I got a lot of seeds, and when it crap hits the fan, I'm gonna put all this in a garden. You got one shovel, yeah, you could do it, but if you had multiple other tools to go with it, I think the best tool to have to break the ground is a Maddox. Please get a Maddox. You can break ground and then go back in it and use other tools to break it more. Maddox, it's a must. I have maybe 5 or 6 Maddox because I think they're that important. A dirt fork, also you can get in there and get it mixed up at least. Then there's other pieces of equipment. Now when you're looking for a tool, you can get a straight wooden handle. They tend to be a little cheaper. You could get something with the fiberglass. You can get something, I don't even know what this is. I honestly don't know if it's fiberglass, if it's some type of plastic, no idea. But I like the feel in my hands. And it is a leaf rake, so it's not getting the abuse as other tools. More fiberglass. Then you get down here into some metal handles. This one right here is a heavy duty one. I think this is steel. We have one that has titanium. The problem with these really heavy duty ones, pick the thing up. Weigh it in your hand. This one weighs twice as much as this one. So if I'm just moving some loose topsoil, loose dirt, sand, I'm gonna grab this one. This one is when you're seriously digging in the ground and you do not want to break one that doesn't have as good as a handle. So remember that. If you don't have a lot of upper body strength, you don't need a $50 shovel that's made out of heavy duty steel. First of all, you probably won't be able to use it to its potential. Plus, it's very heavy. So pick the tool that's going to fit the job. Pick the tool that's going to fit you. So you might say, Dave, you're crazy. You're a hoarder. Look at all that stuff. You don't need it. I do need it. You might not need it. So plan what you need. But I would, right now, write down what you're going to need. Next, get online, go to stores, and write the prices of these things. And then shop garage sales, yard sales, auctions. You need to know what the value of this is. You need to know that this is a $50 shovel. You need to know a wooden handle one is a $15 shovel. So when you're at the auction or looking at a garage sale, you can say, oh, that's a metal handle one, that's worth 50 bucks. I'll gladly give the guy $10 for it. You might only give $5 for a wooden handle shovel. You could, if you're a good shopper, for not much money, you could go out yard sailing and get the tools you need. You don't need a $50 shovel. You just got to know the limitations. You can't get in there and start prying on roots or prying on rocks with a wooden handle shovel. After you get your garden going, please, you need a hoe to get those weeds out. You need a hoe to loosen the dirt. There's all kinds of different ones out there. You're going to need some hoes to get that done. Definitely some rakes. So look at your needs, not Dave's needs, not your neighbor's needs. Make a list of tools you think you might need if the world as we know it ceased to exist, or you're pushed back into, hey, I got to produce food for my family. Just get this thing done, check it off the box. If you don't have the money right now, make your wish list. So when you're at a yard sale, you'll know what you need. I hope this helps. Thanks for watching.